For thousands of independent filmmakers, documentary creators, and solo videographers, one camera has consistently stood out over the last several years, the Sony FX3. Since its debut in 2021, it has earned a reputation as one of the most dependable compact cinema cameras ever made. It wasn't just about impressive specifications or clever marketing. The FX3 gained its loyal following because it delivered when it mattered most, whether filming a wedding in low light, capturing a documentary in unpredictable conditions, or producing commercial work with a minimal crew. Even 5 years after its launch, it continues to be a favorite among professionals and aspiring filmmakers alike. Now, however, a new chapter appears to be unfolding. After years of rumors, speculation, and endless wish lists from the filmmaking community, the Sony FX3 II is finally showing signs that it is real. Not because another anonymous source posted information online or because someone claimed to have insider knowledge, but because an official regulatory filing has quietly surfaced in Shanghai. It is the kind of document that most people would never notice, yet it often tells us far more than flashy teaser campaigns ever could. For the first time, the Sony FX3 II exists in official paperwork, and that changes the conversation completely. The importance of this registration cannot be overstated. Product registrations are one of the final milestones manufacturers complete before introducing a new camera to the public. They are required for certification and manufacturing approval, meaning companies generally don't register products unless they are preparing for launch. In other words, the Sony FX3 II has moved beyond speculation. It is no longer simply an exciting rumor discussed in forums and social media groups. It has entered Sony's official product pipeline. According to the available registration information, the filing was submitted on April 24, 2026, through Sony's manufacturing and registration partner in Shanghai. More importantly, the model carries Sony's familiar ILMEF designation. That small detail speaks volumes. Sony reserves the ILMEF prefix for its full-frame cinema line cameras. Previous models such as the original FX3 and the FX6 both carried the same naming convention before they were officially announced. This strongly indicates that the registered device is indeed a professional cinema line camera rather than a consumer mirrorless model, lens, or accessory. History also provides another important clue. Looking at Sony's previous launch patterns, there is often a gap of approximately 3 to 5 months between regulatory registration and public announcement. If that timeline remains consistent, the Sony FX3 II could make its official debut sometime around September 2026. That timing is particularly interesting because September is when the International Broadcasting Convention, better known as IBC, takes place in Amsterdam. IBC is one of the world's biggest events for broadcasters, filmmakers, and cinema professionals, making it an ideal stage for Sony to introduce a major cinema line product. The timing also aligns with Sony's broader product strategy this year. The company has reportedly registered multiple cameras within a relatively short period. Earlier in 2026, another registration believed to belong to the next generation Alpha series camera appeared, while another unidentified entry-level camera also surfaced during the same time frame. Seeing several different camera categories moving through regulatory approval together suggests Sony is preparing for one of its busiest launch schedules in recent memory. Rather than releasing products one at a time, Sony appears to be refreshing multiple parts of its lineup simultaneously. Competition is another reason the Sony FX3 II feels increasingly important. When the original FX3 launched in 2021, it entered a market with relatively few direct competitors. It quickly established itself as the preferred compact cinema camera for creators who wanted professional video capabilities without stepping into much larger cinema systems. Fast forward to 2026, and the landscape has changed dramatically. Canon has become far more aggressive in targeting hybrid creators and professional filmmakers, introducing new full-frame video-focused cameras designed to compete directly with Sony's cinema line. Nikon has also entered the dedicated cinema market with renewed confidence following its acquisition of Red Digital Cinema, bringing professional recording formats and cinema-oriented features into its ecosystem. At the same time, Panasonic continues refining its video-first cameras, giving creators more choices than ever before. This growing competition means Sony can no longer rely solely on the reputation of the original FX3. As impressive as that camera remains, technology has moved forward. Autofocus has improved, sensors have become faster, processors have become more powerful, and creators now expect more advanced recording options than they did 5 years ago. The Sony FX3 II is not simply about replacing an older product. It represents Sony's opportunity to reinforce its leadership in the compact cinema market before competitors gain even more ground. Although Sony has not officially revealed any specifications, several credible reports have painted a fairly consistent picture of what we might expect. Rather than dramatically increasing megapixel count, Sony is expected to continue prioritizing image quality, dynamic range, and low-light performance over sheer resolution. That philosophy made the original FX3 such a respected filmmaking tool, and there is little reason for Sony to abandon it. Many industry insiders believe the Sony FX3 II will feature an improved full-frame sensor capable of delivering faster readout speeds, reducing rolling shutter during handheld shooting and fast camera movements. Some reports even suggest Sony could adopt a partially stacked sensor design, offering many of the speed advantages of stacked sensors while maintaining excellent dynamic range and manageable production costs. While these rumors remain unconfirmed, they would represent a logical evolution of Sony's imaging technology. The filmmaking world will be watching closely. Whether you're an experienced professional, a solo creator, or someone planning their first cinema camera investment, the Sony FX3 II is shaping up to be one of the most important camera releases of the year. After years of anticipation, the countdown has truly begun, and the next evolution of Sony's compact cinema lineup may be closer than ever.